Hey, how you doing? Justin back with you to continue our suspended journey in the A-shaped bar chords. Today we are checking out the Sus4 chord. Just to recap, on last lesson we were doing the Sus2, where we took away the third of the chord, the one that made it major or minor, and replaced it with the second. And because it wasn't major or minor, it kind of gave us this nice kind of airy, floaty kind of a sound that could replace either major or minor chords. Okay? Really, really useful chord. The Sus4 chord, kind of the same idea. We're taking away the third, replacing it with the fourth, but for some reason it just generally works a little better as a kind of an embellishment or something that you might build a riff from rather than as a chord that you would stay on for a long period of time. Sus2, you can do that. It kind of works better. Sus4, generally it's like an on or off embellishment. So let's take a bit of a look at it. If we start here again with our C major chord, should be very familiar with that one now. So little finger is going to go down on the second string, 3 frets above the bar. So in front of the third finger, we're going to get la, da. If you were doing this kind of variation, you'd have to be using little finger like that up and down. If you were doing this one, well, good luck. You're just not going to be able to play it. So it's, again, most commonly done like this. Remember, we're still not playing the thinner string. If little finger goes down on the thinner string, what chord was that again? Little finger's down on the thinner string, 3 frets above the bar. Right, it's a C7. But when it goes down the second string, Sus4. It is a really, really common thing. There's loads of songs that have this kind of idea of the riff going like... As usual, I'm going to put a whole bunch of different song lessons that utilize this kind of idea over on the website in the text part of the lesson. If you happen to be on YouTube, click on over there and check it out. If you're on the website already, just check out the text section below. There'll be a little heading for the songs part. An interesting thing happens when we try and do it for the minor chord though, because we've got a minor and the fingering it's kind of a bit awkward to jump. Because remember, Sus4 can replace the major or the minor. So if you're going... That's a little bit tricky, I think. It's an awkward jump. But what's less awkward and probably more useful is little finger going up here to the Sus4, just moving from its regular position and going 3 frets above the bar, but on the second string. Now, technically, this is called a 7 Sus4, because it's like a dominant 7th chord, Sus4. So we've added that flat 7 to get the 7 sound, and it's a Sus4. Minor 7, Sus4. Now, I wouldn't worry again about the technical stuff, when you can use it and when you can't. If you've got a minor chord, if you're feeling it, you could try the minor 7. Just try it. Just put your little finger down. Remember, little finger can go down on the 3rd fret of the thinner string as well. For the minor 7, if it goes onto on the 2nd string, even if it was a mistake, sounds great. And I'd definitely be more inclined to do that than muck around and try and change the whole thing so it's a technically correct Sus4. Doesn't matter. I would play a 7 Sus4 as a replacement for a minor 7 anytime. And again, it's one of those things where the names of stuff can start to get in the way a little bit. Just think of it, it's like you're playing a minor chord, you've moved your little finger from its usual spot onto that one. Listen to it. The more you learn to use your ears to make decisions about music, the better. Right? There is plenty of music theory that you can learn and you can apply. I'm not trying to put you off. Learning music theory is really useful. It can definitely be a helpful shortcut if you understand it. But more important than the theory is what things sound like. Okay, you will find examples of things where the theory says you can do something and you try it and it kind of sucks. In that case, you just don't do it. Even if the theory says it's okay, you still can't do it if it sounds bad. If it sounds good, it is good. Really, really important. So theory, very useful. I would encourage you to go and check out my music theory course. Okay, it's really, really useful, a helpful thing. It'll help you make shortcuts on your journey, makes a lot of things easier. And if you understand how stuff works, you can use it in different ways and experiment with it. But at the end of the day, it's what it sounds like that becomes really, really key. So when it comes time to use your Sus4 and your Sus2 and your minor 7s, all of these different variations we've checked out, just use your ears. Just play them, have a listen. Is it sounding amazing? Is it not? Is it just okay? You might try some things and go, oh, it sounds okay. It's not amazing, it's okay. So then you just decide whether you do it or not. If it sounds amazing, you're definitely going to do it. If it sounds bad, maybe you don't do it next time. It's very, very simple when you look at music or these kind of ideas like that, rather than trying to make them more complicated as to what key we're in and do those notes all fit in that key. There's lots. I don't want to go too much of a rant here, but there's loads of examples of great music where the rules have been broken, where the music theory says it should be this note or that note, but they didn't do it. Sounds great. These are huge hits. So it doesn't, it's not that big a deal. Don't get too bogged down in that theory stuff, especially with these kind of chord variations. Muck around, experiment, see what happens when you do this or you do that, and you're going to find yourself some pretty happy accidents, we call it, when you find a little nugget of gold there by getting something wrong or something that you didn't really mean to do. So look, I really hope you've enjoyed this series so far. Last thing to check out is a look at triads. I'll see you for that very soon. Have yourself a fantastic day. Bye-bye.